Welcome to Black History Decoded, where I give insight into Black or African history that has been misrepresented over the centuries. So, are present day Egyptians descendants of the ancient Egyptians? Let's ask that question another way. Are present day white people in America descendants of Native Americans? The answer is clearly no, and that applies to the present day Egyptians. Egypt experienced multiple invasions, but we're supposed to forget about this. The new replaces the old. This is a fact, but current Egyptians want to ignore facts. Somehow, the way things are now were always that way thousands upon thousands of years ago. This is their attitude. Apparently, nothing changes over that time, and it's so easy to prove them wrong, but they still want to remain in willful ignorance. It's very disturbing. Also, side note, if the present day Egyptians are descendants of the ancient Egyptians, they would have honored the request of their ancestors to not disturb their tombs. Well, they are the invaders, so why would they care about honoring the request of people that has nothing to do with them? Also, if they truly are descendants of that area, they would change the name Egypt to its original name, Kemet. But they don't. Why? Because they are not the descendants of the originals. We know America experienced an invasion from the Europeans. So how is it that the present day Egyptians claim that they're descendants from the ancient Egyptians when the present day white people do not claim that they're descended from the Native Americans? I'm sure if there was something spectacularly amazing in America like there is in Egypt, that white people would probably claim it as their own, and then they would probably claim that they were the Native Americans. But they don't, because there isn't. They literally expect us to forget that Egypt was invaded multiple times. It's very, very disturbing. They are trying to rewrite history in front of our eyes, but we're not going to let them. They weren't interested in ancient Egypt until the Europeans started getting interested in it and making it a cash cow. The Egyptians then got smart and they took over. I absolutely guarantee you, if we have an honest conversation about history, a lot of white people and present day Egyptians will be so embarrassed. They are operating on mainstream history. That kind of history leaves out a whole bunch of information. It makes it all pretty and nice to certain people. Well, the people that are controlling the information. It's just like your government or media. We can even add the entertainment industry. They don't tell you everything. There is a lot more information out there that will have you questioning a lot about history. I have debated people online and mentioned some of this stuff, and they don't come back with anything. What I also find disturbing is that when I debate people online, mainly they're going to whittle down Black people's history to being slaves. This is what they think of Black people back in the day. I already made videos on this because even slavery they're misrepresenting. I'm not saying there weren't problems under slavery. There were also problems under the free system. But I noticed that the narrative is always one-sided. Just like how we're supposed to trust what white people say about Black or African history. But when Black or Africans talk about their own history, we're supposed to ignore them. Does that sound fair to you? Well, that's what they do. I constantly ask people, if you were a business owner, would you purposely damage or destroy your property? Most people don't answer the question. Some smart aleck comes up and says that, I can do whatever I want with my property. Well, yes, it's true. You can do whatever you want with your property, but does that make sense? So you think the vast majority of slave owners were doing this? Purposely damaging and destroying their property? It's counterproductive to a good business. But the whole idea is to make Black people seem so feeble-minded, docile, and doltish. That's why the narrative persists. They want to believe this. There's a concerted effort to make Black people seem like we didn't do anything in history, and when we corner them, they get upset. Let's have a civilized, proper debate about history. Oh, they definitely don't want that because they will be exposed. It's only a matter of time before the truth comes out. Like, share, and subscribe, and make a comment. I'll be jumping in the comment section because I love exposing ignorance. Thanks.